Hello everybody, my name is Scatter. Welcome back to Divine Journey 2. Last time we got some insane automation progress in Blood Magic, and today we're going to continue down a similar path. So the first thing we're going to do is upgrade the Blood Altar. It's going to take 20 more blank runes, costing 1080 Dark Steel total, which is just crazy. My AE system actually still doesn't know how to make Dark Steel because of all the liquid processing you need to do it, and that's hard to automate. I still just have it in this passive auto crafting. But I did double the amount of dark steel that gets passively auto-crafted because I knew I was going to need a lot of it for the blank runes. So I did that a while ago. And so that was 1024. I actually still had to just make some more. But of course, that's the hard part. And then you get some of the blank runes. So with that, we should be able to make our tier 3 altars. So glowstone, it does need 3 glowstone blocks or sea lanterns. I prefer the glowstone. And just to go along with the glowstone, we'll use some netherrack as well. And I'm actually just going to remove all of this stuff here because I'm going to completely rearrange this. Okay, so I am going to lift it up a little bit. Well, I'll lift it up by like a block. I think that works. And then part of it will still be embedded into the ground. So let's get this out for some dirt. And then the blood altar will now go up here. Okay. And it's now surrounded on the bottom by runes. Now, I realized, because last time I was disappointed by how little the self-sacrifice runes made a difference, and the reason for that is the tiers don't actually make use of the entire thing. Like, it was only the corners, or maybe only the edges, but one of the two that actually counted for the sacrifice runes. I don't know if that's going to be similar for the tier 2, and where is a safe place to put them. So I'm going to try and find that out before I build this. I'm being told that it does use all of the runes that you put around the inner circle. So I'll grab all these here. Now, I'm going to want to replace these with speed runes, regular sacrifice runes once we get automation set up. I think there's a efficiency rune or something like that that just makes recipes take less blood. All those are good, but they're a future thing. They're a future concern. Right now, I just want to get it set up and working in tier 3. So there's all that. And then you also just need these little things here. These little lamps. The blocks that build up to them can be anything. The lamps have to be sea lanterns or glowstone blocks. I like the look of this. So this should be good here. Now, if I had a divination signal, I could check. But I don't, so I won't. But I do have a sacrificial dagger. So now it uses 340. Right, that was actually probably 360, and just 20 had gone into the internal buffer by the time I looked at it, because 200 plus 80% is 360, and so each of these is 10%, so that tracks. So we're getting almost double the sacrifice now, which is insanely good, and I will not complain at all about it. However, to turn this into our next tier, we do need 25,000 LP, so we're going to have to stay healed. Either that, or we're going to have to turn some of these into capacity runes. There's something like that. Rune of capacity, yeah. So these make the thing hold more. So that might be good, so then we're not rushing to kind of add more into it before the thing happens. Why am I not healing beyond 3? I should be. What's up? Oh, my saturation was completely empty. I don't know why. It said that it wasn't. Okay, so let's go ahead. This is a little bit ugly, but I want to just get this set up for right now. Let's put the liquid meat here because I want to have it close enough to... the altar that I can just stand in it and self-sacrifice. The other one wasn't. But now that we have a different structure, I think it's going to be a little bit easier to get it set up that way. So I can just put this here and stand in it and then just sacrifice all day. So that works. Sure. Okay. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be refilling health fast enough to quite get this, but this is full. And it seems like a good a time as any to go for this. So let's try it. We do need to fill it up 1.5 times total before it runs out. So to be clear, I am close enough here. I was before too, but I just moved in just in case to fill this up. And if I take my whole health down, then it does fill up most of the way. I mean, not from empty, but it's basically a damage race, right? Effectively, where its damage, its health is the amount of blood in it. And while I'm standing in the liquid meat, I think I win the damage race, especially with the self-sacrifice runes. Before the self-sacrifice runes, I don't think this would have worked, but now that I have them, then it does. Anyway, I'm rambling. You get the idea. I'm just going to be doing this for the next couple of minutes while this turns into the next tier of Blood Orb. And there we go. Not too much trouble at all. However, you know, it is a little bit tedious, but it is what it is. So let's take this, the Magician Blood Orb, and we can get 13 more undead planks for it. Great. And now, of course, we can make the tier 3 essences. Now, is there anything in here that's going to be too difficult to automate? I'm hoping and I'm praying and I'm holding my breath so far. Eden Arrow, Eden Fragment. Oh, that's a little bit rough. Although I can just use a powered spawner. What is this? Weather container? That's totally fine. I can automate all that. I actually still need to set up a sugar farm. But yeah, Grains of Infinity. All this looks totally and completely automatable. What about the third catalyst? That's well, that's going to be an issue. I do need to set up some more mechanism fluid processing, which is a pain, but let me just bookmark this so I can do that. That is a huge pain. Wow. Hydrogen chloride. How do I get that? Chemical fuser, hydrogen and chlorine. Chlorine is going to be from salt. I need to separate brine. Oh, I'm already making brine. And then I can just dump the sodium. Right? Although maybe sodium I should just save in a tank because that is going to be super useful in the future for the industrial leather. But in any case, I don't think it's going to be too bad. But I will go ahead and bind the Magician Orb to me and fill up the LP just a little bit more. This one can hold 150,000, which is 15 full blood altars for us right now. So that is something. And I don't know if I want to get it completely full, but I want to get it some of the way there at least. To make the Promise of Tenacity 3, we're going to have to make the next level of all this stuff. Wind chimes. All right. Well, a lot of that shouldn't be too hard to automate speed for. I mean, we're going to just have to... I think I'll just repurpose the haste potion setup, even though that's going to be annoying when I need more of it in the future, but not quite as annoying as setting up a whole other one right now. Although, I don't know. Is that really the best plan? Maybe I should just make everything again. I don't know. That's always the decision. Anyway, I'll have a think on it while I fill up my LP here. All right. The LP pool is full. That took a solid, 15 minutes, but, you know, it is what it is. So, I'm going to go ahead and... Actually, I don't know what I'm going to do. I guess in order to make the essences, you do need the... Let me make sure that in order to make the new essences, you do need an upgraded orb, right? So Magician... Does that need a Magician? No. I was going to say it can't even be a higher tier, but it can be a higher tier, but it has to be at least Magician. Okay, it's just cycling very slowly. I don't know why that is. But, right, so I guess to make all these, we need the catalysts, and to make the catalysts, we need the chemical stuff. So I guess that is going to have to be our #1 priority, right? So I will just, first of all, intensive catalyst. I don't even want to look at this right now. Concentrated cat. It is funny that in order to do this, you basically just have to set up or quintupling from mechanism. I mean, there's no basically about it. You just do have to do that. And it's just really funny that it makes you for some reason to me. What if I clicked there? Hang on. There we go. Okay, so it just needs another RF powder. And there we go. So I'll set this up right now and then automate most things for it shortly. So brine, remind me where brine comes from. I think it comes out of this machine and into the other one, right? So brine, so this is a brine line, right? Okay, so there's our brine, and if we need to make, so we have a lot of it here, but if we want to make some more, then we could simply pump heat into this big ceramic tower, I believe, I'm told. So I can pump heat into there to make it a little bit faster if need be. We don't know yet if need will be, but what we can do is, well, what we need to do is set up. So this, we need hydrogen and chlorine. So hydrogen comes from here, chlorine comes from brine, then sodium is going to be for industrial leather. Okay. I think this signal chain makes sense. Everything here, everything is going to be usable because water and brine, water makes sodium, or brine makes sodium chlorine, water makes hydrogen oxygen, and all four of those things are going to have uses for us, right? Industrial leather, iron clumps, and iron shards, right? And tin for both of those as well. So this can move from there, and we're going to just set up some water over here. Yeah, I think this makes total sense. So I'm going to make another unending bowl for that. Actually, well, no. Unending bowl? You know what? I might, and I can just pump water from the unending bowl. I don't need the mechanism pump. I can just have regular water into there. That makes a lot of sense. And then brine from out of here. If I could pump out from this output, I don't know if this is just trapped in here. This is 1,000 buckets, Jesus. That might just be trapped in there. But there may be a way to pump it out. I don't know. We'll see. But in any case, yeah, we just need a couple more mechanism machines, and then we can go ahead and start getting this set up. I'm setting up all these components for auto crafting because it's just significantly easier than doing all the micro crafting yourself, even if I may not need more of these in the future. And let's be honest, I'm sure I will. And it's just completely insane to me. I mean, it shouldn't be by this point, but it is that, like, in the not too distant past, like this electrolytic core, I made it and I was like, that took so long. I can't believe I actually had to make that. I hope I never need one of those again. And now it just looks so easy. Like, what is it? Some enhanced machine parts, a couple octadic capacitors, like some mithril. It's totally fine. I don't know. I don't know if I can make this sentient ender. I mean, I can definitely make it. Oh, that's a witch. Oh, you need to put a witch in that? Okay, I may need to summon one, make another powered spawner. That is a little bit of a piss off, to be honest, but you know what? It's all good. It's all good. I actually do have a witch vial left over here, amazingly, and I think the better use of this, as much as my instant gratification mind wants to say otherwise, is to make a powered spawner. This is actually something I've gotten away with not making until now. It's the cable anchor from AE2. And basically the idea behind these is that you can put things next to each other that you don't want to connect. Like so. So I'm going to put the other powered spawner here. I'm going to put the interface here, but I don't want it to connect here. Now, would it be the end of the world if it did? I'm told it's bad. But I mean, there's free channels on both lines, so it wouldn't be that bad. There's one free channel here. Maybe it would be better if it connects here, honestly. But yeah, you just put that there, and now no connection. It's just like a little placeholder. And I even think I could remove this now, and it wouldn't connect unless I replaced one of the blocks. I'm definitely not taking the chance on that, though. But yeah, so this is going to be where the witch spawner goes. Now, is that something I'm going to need ever again after this for the electrolytic core? Quite possibly. Who knows? But it's better to have it, not need it. Not claiming these chunks has finally come back to bite me, as a creeper explosion has knocked out some of this infrastructure. I don't know if I would call it a lot, but some, an annoying amount. And now, oh, you know what? I think I even lost one of the, oh no, there it is. Because one of these needs to have a color. So we could do blue there, white there. That might be backwards from what it was before. It really doesn't matter. But there we go. So I think that should be good. We also lost the import bus here. And I think that is the repair job done. Okay, so the witch soul vial. This has just been made by... Hold up, where is it? Did I already take it out? Oh, I must have taken it out like right after the explosion, and it just completely went over my head because I was so distracted by the explosion. So clear that out, and then we want to make sure that this is using the correct soul vial here. And you are making... The main thing it's making is the sentient ender, of course, but the soul vial is kind of a side effect. And then... No, not that one, this one. And then this is going to be made in the slice and splice. And then we just need to create this exact same soul vial from a blank one, or an empty one, I should say. And we can go ahead and throw that pattern in here. And that should be that whole thing taken care of. So now, that's possibly everything I need for the chemical injection chamber. I did auto-craft all this. Chemical injection chamber. Missing a purification chamber. Did I seriously miss that? It's like the next most important thing. Okay, I guess I did. And then you know how to make all that. So that's all fine. Let's go right up here at the top. Chemical injection chamber, okay. No, not that. But now there's a purification chamber in here. Wait a second. So you don't even need... Okay, whatever. You know what? No, because I need both machines anyway. I'll just use that one. And I'll craft one to go into this one. Okay, but it shouldn't take too long anyway. Yeah, it's totally done now. This one just had some NBT, I guess. Purification chamber. No, I guess... Then that time it counted. Okay, fine. And you still don't know how to make an enrichment chamber. God damn it. Okay, well, let me just load this up with patterns, get the machines, and then I'll be back to set them up. You don't need to see all this. Okay, let's try and get this set up in a way that makes sense. So we have 2 electrolytic separators, one for water and one for brine. Brine is going to be coming from here. So we can have that go like straight in there. So brine is going to come into the front and then come out of the sides, and that's fine. We can put this anywhere because it's just going to be next to the unending bowl, and that's going to come out with hydrogen and oxygen. So that's going to be there. Okay, so let's get power run to these first, and we can see where the fluids are going to go exactly first before we lay anything else down. Okay, so for this one we have sodium on the left and chlorine on the right, and for this one we have hydrogen on the left and oxygen on the right. I think that's about as good as you could ask for, because the chlorine and the hydrogen are what's going to have to come together, and we actually need another pressurized reaction chamber for that, I think, because, or no, not that. What is the name? What is the item I'm looking for? Hang on. Hydrogen for mechanism. Chemical infuser. We need a chemical infuser, and that's going to be hydrogen. Is that really the only thing this is good for, is making hydrogen chloride? No, I just looked at hydrogen uses. Okay. Although it does only have 4 uses. Anyway, so yeah, hydrogen and chlorine are going to come into that and make hydrogen chloride, and then that in the chemical injection chamber is going to make our shards. So that's the most important thing. That's what I'm mainly concerned about here. And then we can bring over the ME line, and then we can actually get these set up to automate them instead of having to run over and just make some. But yeah, okay, so I missed that machine. So let me grab another chemical infuser, and then come right back here. Okay, so for this, I may be able to get away with just putting some gas tanks down here instead of having to run lines, because that should fill up with chlorine, right? So that has filled up with your chlorine. Now, can I just eject this out to the right and get the chlorine in here? I can. That's so good. And then I can do a similar thing here. So you are there with the hydrogen, you're filling up, and then you just eject to the left. And that is just insane that that's working as well as it is. Okay, so that's hydrogen chloride, and then you're going to have to come out of there into the chemical injection chamber, right? Hydrogen chloride goes in there, and that makes our shards, and then we're done with that whole step. So you can go straight into there. You're making the hydrogen chloride. You output to the left. And then I realize these tanks, like, this is going to set up like a huge backlog. I want that. I'm doing it on purpose. It just has the added benefit of not having to run the stupid mechanism gas cables, right? The pressurized tubes. So Yeah, chemical injection chamber, and we can set this up however we want. We just need to accept the gas on the right, which it looks like it already is, and it's going in there, and then we just need to stick our iron and tin in there, and we can get exactly what we want. The brine is coming in pretty slow. However, I haven't tried yet pulling it from the input of the other machines. So brine, so it's coming in there. If I change this to extract, oops. No, I think that's just all stuck in there. That's so stupid. Okay, I mean, I guess it's not stupid. I guess it makes sense, but it still sucks. But I mean, I'll live with it. This will fill up its tank, and then, you know, the sodium, you know, it'll get used. So remind me what the sodium is for. It's for industrial leather, right? Yes. And that's going to take another chemical injection chamber, which I'll go start the autocraft on now. No, I won't, because you know how to make a purification chamber. That's so why doesn't it? Okay, whatever. That's kind of dumb, but whatever. Yeah, this is just A2 being weird, I think. Let me take out the pattern here. Chemical injection chamber. I'll put it back in the erratic pattern. Just take this, put this in here. Let me get the exact one. Purification chamber. Throw it in there. And then ore dictionary substitutions on. That's probably what it was missing. Shouldn't have to, but should not have to, but if it does, then it's better than the alternative. Okay. Chemical injection chamber. It's better than it not working. That was the alternative I was talking about. Chemical injection chamber. And now we can go over here and get our first. Maybe put some speed upgrades in there at some point as well. And we can go ahead and, well, I was going to say steal our other thing, but I guess we already did. That's going to be the purification chamber, right? So that's where that came from in the first place. So the purification chamber, let's just go do this with the gas tank as well. So oxygen, you're going to output on the right. And then you are going to be a purification chamber. And then you're taking oxygen, and now you can make your shards. Lovely. Okay, I think I might have lost some speed upgrades and energy upgrades when I like crafted some machines into other machines. That's totally fine though. And then, so sodium, and then I guess I need one more ultimate gas tank if I want to actually do that with it, which I think I do. I think it's worth it to keep that much of a backlog. I'm not sure why, but it just feels right. Okay. That will be your chemical injection chamber. And then the insert input on the gases should be already fine there. We just need a tank to go here. And then you are going to be set up to make industrial leather, which is great because industrial leather was definitely something that, well, it's not something, I still can't really automate it fully because I can't automate imp hide or buffalo hide. But that'll just take another couple powered spawners. And that'll be fine. And you know what? To that end, do I want to? Nah, I have a powered spawner down here that I'm not really currently using for much. So I can just repurpose that one. Although, they're not super expensive, are they? Like, I have the stuff to make them. Powered spawner. Do I want to make 2? Iron rod. Octatic capacitor. Okay, well, something's afoot here. Something's amiss. Because you should have a lot more capacitors than that. So I think I may have to go troubleshooting here. The capacitors... Where are the capacitors coming from? Man, this is... I really should have labeled some of this stuff. I think they're along over here. Right, okay. So what are you missing there? Glowstone ingots. You should not be missing glowstone ingots. Oh, no, wait. You can be because I didn't automate them. That'll do it. Yeah, okay. I need to set up another osmium compressor and get the glowstone ingots in there. But for now, I'll just stick a stack in there on my own terms. And by now, the gas tank should be done. And we can go ahead and finish this setup over here. Oh. Okay, and then you just have to output there, and you're getting your sodium. So as soon as I run an ME line over here, all of this stuff is going to be fully automated, and then these tanks should fill up, and then whichever one fills up first, I guess I could dump the excess on. I'm a little bit concerned about the brine not being fast enough, but again, you know, I can pump some heat into here and see how that works for us. But for now, for what I'm going to be needing it for, I think it's fine. Got a few tin shards. I'll get a few iron shards, and yeah, run the AA2 line over here so that we can get this stuff properly automated, because all this can be passive. All the gas stuff can be passive, and then we just put the inputs in whenever we need. So that, I'm super happy with all that. Something about it is just very clean to me. I don't know why, but I'm super happy with it. And there's still like a chest of lithium dust over here, which is pretty funny. But yeah, let's see if I can stick these in. Can we automate the catalyst now? Concentrated catalyst. Still missing bronze blend and sugar? No, that's something's wrong there. You don't know how to make bronze blend? I don't know. I would have sworn. Do you know how to make bronze? Oh my god. Okay, well, this seems like long overdue, but sure. Let's go alloy smelter, bronze, and then bronze blend for the pulverizer. I cannot believe that. Wow. You're pissing me off. And I'm going to need a pattern card, which is fine. I'm at least glad I had the foresight to make a bunch of pattern cards. When I made them, I was like, am I really going to need this many? But yeah, I knew deep down that I eventually would. And speaking of pattern cards, this, the alloy smelter is going to run out soon, but making a second enhanced alloy smelter, I think, is going to be more of a blessing than anything, because then I can split up some of these, like the energetic alloy and the vibrant alloy that like build on each other, and then that should speed up some crafts a lot. But yeah, so I think that definitely wasn't the only problematic thing here. What else do we have? Missing sugar. Right, so sugar, I'm not auto-farming sugarcane, even though I really should be. So I think I'll just repurpose this farming station up here. Finally, we've kind of reached the snowball effect on these saplings. I did have to reset it with the saplings because I guess it just didn't auto-farm them enough. But now it certainly does, so it has enough saplings to keep going on its own there. And I'll go ahead and void the silver bell wood. I guess that's the only thing that they drop, but the saplings are not going to be an issue anymore. So there we go, you have those. And yeah, so I'll set up a farming station for some sugarcane, and then make sure that we can automate sugar, because sugar is used for a lot in blood magic, it seems. So we're definitely going to need a lot of it. I did not realize that going in. However, I will do that between episodes, and then next time I will have a bunch of sugar for you, and then we can continue down the blood magic path. But for now, if you made it this far, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.